Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. European Union talks aimed at reaching an agreement on a huge post-coronavirus recovery fund have stretched into a fourth day. Leaders first gathered on Friday to haggle over a proposed €750 billion recovery fund and a new budget of more than €1 trillion. States are largely split between those hit hardest by the outbreak and keen to revive their economies, and those more concerned about the cost of the recovery plan. In the early hours of Monday morning, French President Emmanuel Macron reportedly banged his hand on the table, while Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte has admitted leaders were close to failure. It is now the longest EU summit since Nice in 2000, when talks lasted 5 days. Globally, the number of confirmed infections has risen to more than 14.4 million and the number of deaths to 605,000. In Barcelona, many locals have ignored government advice to stay home amid high temperatures. The region has seen the worst incidence of COVID-19 cases in Spain since the lifting of the national lockdown last month. Meanwhile, after 6 months of closure, cinemas in China have reopened their doors, with some people taking their seats at the stroke of midnight. But there are strict requirements for customers to pre-book their tickets online, and cinemas are ordered to stay at 30% of the regular capacity. A top Kenyan politician has apologised for flouting a dusk-to-dawn curfew imposed to help stop the spread of coronavirus. Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja was seen drinking at a pub in the capital Nairobi hours past the 9 o'clock curfew. He was briefly detained at a city police station before being released. He is due to appear in court on Tuesday and will no longer run a key Senate committee that was overseeing the country's response to COVID-19. The US rapper Kanye West has officially launched his campaign for the 2020 US presidential election with an unorthodox rally in South Carolina.
My mom saved my life.
West is running as a candidate for his self-styled birthday party. At the event, the rapper seemed to make policy decisions off the cuff and went on several rants, including on abortion and on the abolitionist Harriet Tubman. Fans have questioned whether his last-minute bid for the White House is actually a promotional stunt. China has opened the sluices on a key hydrological station on the Huai River to release flood pressures as water levels continue to surge in Anhui province. 13 huge sluices at Wangjai Bar were opened to divert water after levels at Wangjai Bar station rose rapidly after heavy rain. The surging water prompted local authorities to issue a red alert, the highest warning system in China. Heavy rains have swept across the country for weeks. At least 14 people have died in the south due to the flooding. Actor Johnny Depp threatened to kill his ex-wife Amber Heard many times. That's according to the US actress in court. Johnny Depp is suing the publisher of The Sun newspaper in a case at the High Court in London over an article that referred to him as a wife-beater, which he says is not true. However, on the 10th day of the trial, his ex-wife said he is very good at manipulating people, alleging he was violent and she feared for her life. Depp denies 14 allegations of domestic violence on which News Group Newspapers is relying for its defence. A team of high school girls in Afghanistan's western city of Herat have built a prototype ventilator that they hope will be used in hospitals to help COVID-19 patients breathe easier amid the ongoing pandemic. It took around 3 months for 18-year-old Somaya Faruqi and 6 other teammates of the Afghan girls' robotics team to construct the machine, used mainly from second-hand materials. Faruqi said she hopes her team's invention will solve Afghanistan's dire shortage of ventilators. Italian Coast Guard divers have worked for hours to free a massive sperm whale caught in an abandoned fishing net in open sea. The whale had been spotted struggling on the surface by holidaymakers sailing north of the Sicilian Aeolian Islands, who warned the authorities. The Coast Guard said operations where divers used cutters and knives to free the whale were made particularly difficult by its large size. Since January 2020, they have collected more than 100 kilometres of abandoned fishing nets from Italian seas. And finally, a rare yellow turtle has been captured by forest officials in India's eastern Balasore city. The turtle was first spotted by local residents and handed over to the forest department. Experts said it is possibly an albino mutation of a common turtle. Turtles are under the Wildlife Protection Act and are considered to be endangered. And that's your international news around the world in 5 now. Back to the Channel studios in Lagos.